Hello, Internet. This might look a little strange right now, but welcome to the stream formerly and futurely known as Final Rights. I am Angela, so I'm a pinch hitter DM right now, and welcome to the show. We're gonna have a little fun today, due to some scheduling and needing a little bit of mental health break from the game. We're going to be taking a slight break for this week and playing something fun and literally random if you'd had seen what I've been doing on D&D Beyond for the last 2 hours. So we're going to be playing a fun little D&D one-shot inspired by some of the... you might have seen them around Twitter, playing a game in which you know nothing about your character. And my delightful co-players and Final Rights DM agreed to be part of the madness with me. So, as I said, we are usually Final Rights, and we are a member of the Nerdsmith Network. You can find a bunch of shows on the network. We are a big group conglomerate. Not conglomerate. We're a big group of nerdy entertainers and video makers and streamers and RPGers and all sorts of stuff. We make a lot of cool stuff. You can find it at nerdsmith.org. We make a ton of really cool free shows. Fantasy, sci-fi, just general geekery. So you should go check it out. And we are, should I just keep going with sponsors, maybe?
I mean, you can do what you want.
Okay.
It's your show now.
It's weird. It's weird being in the seat. Okay.
I know, right?
So I will be talking a little bit about our sponsors. So not only are we members of the Nerdsmith Network, we are sponsored by Die Hard Dice, makers of beautiful polymer and metal dice. They are a tremendously generous group of people. They're always a pleasure to work with and to buy from because of, one, how beautiful their dice are, and two, what beautiful people they are. You talk to anybody who's worked with Die Hard Dice and you'll be getting glowing reviews and really nice stories about just what a very cool group of people they are, making some very cool dice. So you should check them out at dieharddice.com. And our other sponsors, who we are so pleased to be working with, are World Anvil. World Anvil is the most comprehensive online campaign management and world building software on the internet. Jason, I'm going to ping you in a second, so make sure you have approximately how much it costs to subscribe to them. World Anvil is free to try. They have a bunch of really cool features to share timelines, maps, wiki-like background information for your world that you can make public to your audience, or just to make things. Their community is super cool. They have over 400,000 people active in their user base, and their community is full of some really creative and really enthusiastic world builders who love sharing ideas with each other. You should check out their community, not just the website. I think the people of World Anvil is what makes that place really, really special. So you can find them at worldanvil.com. And we also have our own, when we're normally playing Final Rights, we have our own World Anvil with some fun timeline and PC bio stuff, so you can see information about our characters. We are, that's a good segue really quick. If you like World Anvil already, and you like us already, and you like Jason already, you might be interested that this week we are premiering a brand new show. Nerdsmith and World Anvil are getting together, and on Friday we'll be airing the first episode of our brand new joint epic awesome D&D game called Shattered Forge. Jason, we'll start with you introducing things, since I teed that up for you. Tell the fine folks about Shattered Forge a little bit, and about yourself.
Absolutely. Well, just to continue the segue, Shattered Forge, again, as Angela intoned, is a soon to be premiering on September the 20th at 3 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UK, and all the relevant time zones outside of that. Sponsored officially by World Anvil. Yes, going to be featuring a couple of worlds that I've been so honored to be in connected to through the creators and sort of getting their vantage point, coming up with a story that I think will be worthwhile in telling. We're going to be focusing specifically on a group that will be having some multiplanar kind of fun. Fun is a word that could maybe
We'll put
be
the
described.
question mark on it. It'll be fun.
They'll be having such a wonderful time as we actually go through, actually, you had mentioned the World Anvil community. We're going to go through a few worlds, a handful that I've selected prior to the campaigns start, not the sessions start, but the campaigns start, and it'll be a fun time. Please, if you've got the wherewithal, or if you've got you've got it carved out in your schedule, we have a wonderful cast. Janet from World Anvil is actually going to be joining us, as well as just a handful of other people that are just I cannot sing their praises highly enough. Please, if you've got the time, again, 3 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UK. Yes. And be sure to join us and have a good time. I'm so wonderful at promoting my own games. Outside of that, hey, my name is Jason Catrone, at Just Jason Please on Twitter. I'm a creator on the Nerdsmith Network and usually DM of Final Rites, now player in this very, very interesting game that Angela has cooked up in the span of maybe 5 hours. So
cooked up. This is definitely like a raw bar. This
okay,
is not
good to know.
This is not fully baked.
we'll see how it goes, but I'm so happy to be here, and I guess I'll just toss it to whoever you want to toss it to, Angela.
Let's go, Rachel. Tell the fine folks about yourself.
Okie dokie then, I can do that. I am Rachel. I am at Talanair on Twitter. I am also still recovering from a very busy weekend at Empire LARP, so bear with me if I'm a little bit airheaded tonight. But yeah, very excited to see what Angela has cooked up for us. It's going to be an adventure for certain. And that's pretty much me. If you want to see art stuff, I do a lot of tabletop role-playing game illustration and art over at my Twitter. Is probably the best place to kind of have a little look. I also have my own Twitch channel where I do just very chill art streams. We chat about all sorts of things. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about me. Oh, I guess one more thing. Tomorrow afternoon, I will be running my continuing long-term campaign, Heroes of Redwall, over on the Scraticus Academy channel, which is a game I am enjoying so much right now. I have the most wonderful players as we explore the world of Redwall, adapted for tabletop game format.
And our dear guest Mustang, you have joined us for this silly flight of fancy. Thank you so much. And if you would like to introduce yourself to the audience, if they haven't caught our show yet, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm Mustang or Sarah, I don't mind which. You can find me on Twitter at MustangsArt. I also have a Twitch under the same name, twitch.tv/MustangsArt, which from this Sunday at 3 p.m. I'm going to be streaming a couple hours of a chill session of just playing Stardew Valley, talking about my experiences being disabled from age 12 and stuff like that, talking about D&D and how I incorporate that into it. Today has been one heck of a day. For anybody who hasn't followed me on Twitter or hasn't seen my Twitter, I was in A&E for most of today, but luckily managed to get home in time for this, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited to see who I am, my class and my race and everything. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to play.
Thank you so much. And I am Angela. I am the DM. I usually play on Final Rites, and I am at Darling_Gypsum. I'm a role player and a writer, and general creator. I love making cool stuff, and not having better adjectives than cool and awesome. That's another hobby of mine. And yeah, so I am also running a show called Packless Patrons that is not specifically on the Nerdsmith Network, but is part of it. And I just sniped our producer with a fun picture, so nobody gets to enjoy that but the players. And so I am, I'm doing a lot of cool stuff. I spent a lot of time last night writing, which was very fun. Being in the middle of a screenplay, which was very cool. So yeah, let's take a little gander at what we're doing here. So, as I said at the beginning, but we didn't have quite as many people watching as we do now. So, here's what we're doing. We are playing a one-shot of D&D that is based on a thing that's been bounced around on the D&D discourse the last few days. The premise is our players, as you can possibly tell by all of the question marks, they don't know anything about themselves. The only thing I got from them were their characters' pronouns, and that's all they gave me, and I had complete control over everything else. I have 3 character sheets in front of me right now. I know everything about these characters, and they know nothing. So what's going to happen is we are going to explore these characters a little bit. Freeform, no wrong answers, guys. Let's just play a little game that if by the end of the game, if you haven't overtly figured something out, you can take a guess and we can see if you can figure out something about your character. I will try to be as vague as possible when it comes to, like, I'm not going to just go, you are in fact a blank. Like, I'm not going to say that. So you might just have to, like, intuit what I'm talking about. But we'll see how we do. I'm very excited. And I think we'll start in. All right. We don't have an intro for this game, so we're just going to go with it. So you all are asleep. And the only thing you all know right now, each and every one of you, is that it is very, very cold. You are in a mix of perhaps buried under blankets, or you feel this chill. It seeps into you. You feel it very at the core of you, as if the entire world is devoid of warmth.
Big mood.
Everybody roll me initiative.
Oh, right off the bat. That's great. Sorry. Yeah,
just roll a d20.
Okay.
Okay.
So
12.
what? 12?
Yeah.
15.
15. And what did you get, Rachel? I couldn't hear you just now. Your audio's not coming in.
Oh no.
1. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Okay.
Oh no. First
Okay.
nat 1.
Good to know.
Rachel, can you do me the biggest favor, the biggest littlest favor, and change your name in Zoom so I don't call you Mercy?
Oh gosh, yes.
That is 2 layers of abstraction from what we're actually doing right now. Okay. All right. So
It's an alternate universe now.
yeah. So Mustang, you said you got a 15?
15. Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna wake up first. All right. So you are in this cold. You know it's cold. It's just how seems like that's always how it's been. And you're sort of in that fugue of barely conscious. There's like light streaming in where you are. There's sort of like this very dim light behind your eyelids. You sort of can tell that's happening. But what you feel suddenly is a little gust of air, as if someone just blew into your face. Like a whew, and then you hear a little giggle. Like a and the blanket that is on top of you is suddenly pulled away. You though you acknowledge that there is cold and that for some people it might be a deathly cold. It doesn't bother you that much. It's more of an awareness of how cold it is, but you feel like that's comforting almost. You're not. It's not painful. It's something you are, say, adapted for. You are in a sort of rickety bed that is creaking very heavily under you, and your feet are hanging off the bed, like sticking out, like half a foot off the bed.
Okay.
And that is what you wake up to. You open your eyes, and there's no one there, even though you felt that and that heard the little giggle. There's no one in front of you, and you're just staring up at a plain wooden ceiling.
Okay. We'll sit up and check the bed. Is it that the bed is child size, or is it that I'm actually too big and this is like a normal sized bed?
You sit up, and the bed just real bad creaking under you, and you look around, and it seems relative to everything else is about the right size. So it doesn't seem either everything in this room is very small or you are very big. And as you sit up, you see you're in very plain small clothes, sort of in like a linen kind of material. And what's the word? Swole might be the word. You have the legs in front of you are incredibly muscular and completely hairless, and a pale colorless gray.
Okay.
If you're a human, you might want to see a doctor.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Thank you for the follow, Green Rex. So what do you do?
Mirror or anything in this room?
There what? One more time. I'm so sorry.
One more time.
Oh, sorry. Is there anything like a mirror in this room, like a reflective surface?
Yeah. There's like a sort of rough, poorly polished mirror off to the side. It's facing the bed. So if you look, and you just see a very, very broad-shouldered, hairless, bald, muscular dude. Got a very strong jawline. You've got like laugh lines, like it's on your face. Maybe a little older, maybe like middle-aged, maybe. You look a little older. Yeah, like I said, you're just in like whatever your definition of small clothes are.
Can I like I'm assuming there's a door that leads out of this room.
Mm-hmm. There is. There's a thick wooden door. It's closed, but it is the only door in the room.
Go and listen against the door.
So you get up out of the bed. It groans in protest as you get up, and you quietly step to the door, The wooden floorboards are also creaking a little. This place may not have been built for someone of your stature, and robustness. So you listen in at the door. It is quiet. It is very quiet. A small gust blows in from the open window near you. It is open, and just out in the world, if you glance out the window, you see that there's a gentle snowfall outside.
Okay.
So you're listening at the door. We're gonna pause there, and we're gonna go to our next initiative order. So Jason, you also wake up with a sensation on your face. It's a little different. It's like a piece of wet sandpaper just smacks you on the face and drags up your cheek, and then just starts doing that repeatedly.
Oh,
you also
God,
feel a little bit of weight on your chest, but it is warm, which is nice. It actually takes a second for you to like find it at all needing to move because of how warm and soft the pressure is on your chest.
Oh God, I hope this is an animal. I'm going to open my eyes and look at what is, I pray, licking my face.
A round, furry face is looking down at you, with very like gorgeously soft whitish gray fur with black speckles. It appears to be some sort of snow panther. Very, very big, right up in your face. Its head is probably as big as your head, and it's just sort of making biscuits on your chest. So like doing little kneading into the blankets on top of you, and just like when you open your eyes, it stops for a sec, and then it licks your face.
Good. Panther. Very good to have a panther here. In my bed. On my chest.
So you're petting
licking
it?
my face.
You're petting it?
I'm just gonna try and like cup its ears and like scratch its chin and just pray that somehow this is my animal.
Your intuition seems accurate. It really digs the fact that you're scratching its ear. It kind of leans in, but it's like way more weight than you were expecting. This thing can really throw its weight around. And as it like sort of rubs into your hand, you just feel this snow leopard purring like a freaking motor. Just it vibrates your entire body as it is very affectionately rubbing back at your hand.
Relative to the snow panther, what is my approximate size? Like, am I larger than it? Am I smaller than
You're
it?
about the same size as you're probably on smaller. You're a little smaller than the panther.
Okay.
Panther's a little bigger than you.
Okay, so like just for sense of scale, I'm laying in the bed, it's on my chest. Do the paws like fall on my chest, or do they like go across?
Snow leopards have really big snowshoe-like paws, so they're already pretty big. But yeah, it probably spans just barely the width of your chest. It's got a very big paw, and you have a relatively small chest.
Small stature. Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. Good to know.
As you take a little too long to react, he decides to curl and thunk on top of you.
Okay.
Still purring.
Very great.
Nuzzling into you.
I'm gonna like try to like snap. Is there anything on my person that I could use as like a treat or a distraction that would get this thing off of me?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh God. Okay. That's
Just
not
tell
good
me
at
what
all.
you got.
4.
Okay, so you got a 3. You don't find
So that's minus.
you pat around your clothing, hoping you have pockets, and discover that you have none. You are in kind of like long underwear. Like butt pocket and everything, like that sort of thing. And no pockets, sadly. And the snow leopard is just like just snuggles
Just-
in. Like this is
good.
where it belongs. This is where it belongs now. This is his home now.
Oh, good. I'm stuck. Great.
Mhm.
Help! Just gonna weakly call out.
Okay.
So just try and like persuade the animal to like maybe get off of me.
Okay,
real
we're
quick.
gonna pause there. It doesn't move. Okay, so Rachel, you are also waking up. Give me a perception check.
Okay. So I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you rolled a 6.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just gonna go turn on all lights.
Oh wait, hold on.
Right.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, that was right. I was like, wait, is that the wrong number? No, it's not. It's the right number. So you rolled a 6. You are. It's cold. It's just really cold. You think, just a blanket, and you reach down to grab the sheet. You feel the warmth of it, and you're gonna grab it, and your hand like crunches into what should have been a blanket. Yeah, it's not the texture you would have expected.
As I'm kind of looking down at the sheets, what does my hand look like?
Well, the first thing you notice is the sheets aren't sheets when you try to look down at the sheets. It is a oddly thick coating of lichen or moss, like has just sort of grown over you and is like trailing off the bed. You are reaching out with your hand and you see that you have this kind of like light smoky gray skin, and there is also sort of a less mossy lichen. Like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it without being vulgar, because in my mind I went, it's the lichen that kind of looks like bird poop, but it's not really what I wanted to say.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that flat lichen, it's sort of caked onto your skin in these little sort of splotches up and down your arms. Different than what is coating your bed, though. But that is sort of what you've been sleeping under. It is actually a little warm underneath this coating that has grown. But yeah, you're on top of the bed. You're not actually under the covers, apparently.
Well, in that case, first things first, I'll look around the room that I'm actually in.
Okay. It's a pretty sparse room. You're guessing hotel, guest room, something like that. You do notice a bag, a sort of a satchel off to the side on your nightstand, and a piece of, or maybe kind of looks like a thin piece of driftwood leaning on top of it.
Okay, well, in that case, I will kind of slide out of the bed and stretch. Hotel room, huh? Okay. I'm gonna assume the stuff on the nightstand is mine. I'm just gonna pick it all up because there's no point leaving it there. If I have a quick rifle through the bag, what kind of things would I find?
Let me see. I have it all written down. All right, so you look through your backpack, and it is. I forgot to mention that next to or on top of the backpack, I can just describe it. I didn't forget. The backpack is coated in what looks like fishing net. It is this sort of really crude but securely woven fishing net in kind of a green material. And inside you find other accoutrement that might have to do with fishing. You find a really beautiful little tackle that kind of has what looks kind of like butterfly wings. They're like iridescent. And you find, oh god, there's like a knife kit in here. Maybe for fishing.
Nice.
Like a little roll of knives. You see 3 what would probably be considered daggers, but knives in your bag. You also find some rations, like some sort of hardtack, some climbing gear. So you see little pitons and a little grappling hook and a big thing of rope tucked in there, a tinderbox and a water skin. So like basic survival kind of stuff. And then beside your nightstand, you see a crowbar and a fishing pole.
Right. I'm just gonna like start picking stuff up. And is there a window in this room?
There is. It is closed and the curtains are drawn.
Can I go have a peek through the curtains?
There can. So it's this thick sort of burlap material. You kind of pull it aside. It's really rough compared to like how nice that lichen was. Like it was weird, but it was still really comfy.
Yeah, I kind of regret leaving that.
So you pull the curtain aside, and it's got this glass. It's that kind of glass that's got sort of like magnifying, like drop sort of look. It looks like a ripple. So each of the little panels has that drip look to it. And it looks like there is frost growing on the outside of the window. And if you do you touch the window or anything?
Yeah, I'll just kind of
It's very, very cold. The glass is very cold.
Well, I can't really see very much clearly through this ripple glass, so I'll take a step away. And have a quick look around the room. Is there like a wash basin or something to freshen up?
Yeah, there's like a pot, or there's like a bucket. It's like a nice bucket. But
Yeah, bucket's a bucket.
It's on a table. It's not on the floor. So there's like a washcloth and or actually it's more of a sponge.
All right.
Like a natural sponge.
I'm gonna go and like dunk my face just to kind of refresh myself after sleep. As I'm kind of just like washing my face, what does like my skin and hair feel like? If
your
there's
skin feels like, it's a good description for it. It feels like a river rock. Like it's cold and sort of smooth, but not polished. And occasionally you feel that lichen texture on your face. And you're scrubbing your face, and your hair, you hit your hairline, and you feel these sort of thick dreadlocks in your hair. And as you're washing your face, you glance down into the water, and you do confirm that your face is the same as your hands. You have this sort of light smoky gray color with those lichen patches every so often. And your dreadlocks are in this very pale, scraggly gray color. But you seem very young, despite the hair potentially making you think of an older individual.
Okay, in that case, I kind of take a deep breath, forgot
to mention, also in your reflection, you have a tattoo that's been, I guess it kind of looks like paint more than a tattoo, maybe like war paint kind of thing. It's 3 lines that go from your eyebrows and the bridge of your nose and go up into your hairline in a kind of white, bluish white color.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm not feeling too worried about myself. This seems to be a hotel. The lichen was nice. And clearly I also am lichen-y, so it can't be a bad thing. So making sure I've picked up all my stuff, I'm just going to open the door, if there's a door to this room, and have a peek outside.
As you open the door, and as Mustang, as your character is leaning into your door, you both hear, "Help! From down the hall, from for you, Rachel, your character, it's the wall next to you, and Mustang, it is a little further down the hall. It seems like down the way, but on this floor. So you hear this very weak, very slightly upset male voice call out, "Help! Help me!"
Please,
Okay.
I'm not opposed to the cat or anything, but like, help.
Yeah, at like a cry for help, kind of feel compelled to help this person, regardless of not knowing them. So I'm gonna like swing the door wide open, and go to the door where I'm hearing this from, this room, and without even knocking, I'm just gonna like try and barge in there in my underwear.
Do I see this individual stride
You
out?
see boom, 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 running by you. This almost naked Goliath running by you.
That's a good point. When I see that, like, oh, hang on, did I get dressed? What am I wearing?
What are you wearing?
Oh, I get a choice.
Yeah, you get the choice.
I think she's wearing quite simple, some baggy brown, like puffy pantaloon kind of harem pants kind of thing.
Perfect.
A few like belts around the waist. And again, like a fairly simple beige linen a kind of shirt tucked into it with these baggy sleeves.
Next to your nightstand, there are some really muddy, very treated leather boots as well, like pretty high too. They look like something you would wade into water with. But yeah, so boom, boom, boom. You see this Goliath run by to the room next to yours and just burst into the door.
I will also add for flavor that this Goliath is wearing boxers with zebra stripes on them. That's what I've decided.
1000% correct, by the way. That is absolutely what he is wearing. And as and Rachel, as you see this Goliath boom boom bound past you, you get this sort of uptick of cold air that rushes by from like the whoosh of this Goliath going by. Could be from their room, like just pulling cold air along with them. But you also hear this little giggle and the sensation of getting kicked in the pants. Like someone just booted you in the butt as the Goliath ran by.
Well,
and then the giggle went. Like it disappeared as quickly as you heard it.
This is a strange establishment. Okay. I'm gonna follow behind a little bit more slowly, a little bit more cautiously.
So Jason, your character, you feel the snow leopard.
Good. It's okay.
You almost don't hear the boom, 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 boom coming through until the door bursts open and this gigantic dude, almost completely naked, wearing just shorts, zebra shorts, bursts into your room, looking around.
Okay, I don't know if it was that dire, but yeah, hi.
This Goliath is kind of like looking around, like frantically, like in a sort of action pose, and and he's like, "Where's the danger?"
I'm just gonna peek around the doorway, like, "You okay in there?"
So you both see you both see a snow leopard curled up on the bed, just like. And underneath it, you see 4 little limbs and a very panicked pair of blue eyes pop up from the underneath the fur. And what you can only intuit is that this is some small man with very shaggy, curly red hair, and
red is a choice.
Well, it's like, let's say auburn. It's fine.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
and yeah, you just see like slight flailing underneath
Um.
and slight terror as this snow leopard seems very unperturbed by anything this man is doing.
Can I try and grab and lift this snow leopard off him?
Sure. Give me an animal handling check.
Okay. That is.
Can I assist? Please, for the love of God.
Can you
15.
you want to try to assist? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to like assure this sleeping like panther that no, I'm sure that the giant zebra striped wearing man is perfectly fine. You're good. It's okay. I'm just going to speak reassuringly.
Okay.
Can I just
So,
also, while they're doing this, can I also
gotcha.
just try and say, Kitty, I think your friend is getting a bit suffocated under there.
Okay, hold on one sec. Just want to check something. Okay, so Mustang, you got an 18 on your animal handling check. And I mean, at that point, I won't make you roll with advantage, but you would have rolled for advantage. If you want to roll again, just to see if you get a nat 20, go for it.
I did roll again, but I got a 9. So.
Okay, then you're good. So you get your arms. Okay, so there's a guy under the cat. So you are reaching under the cat, but you're also trying to be are you trying to be polite? Because there's like a guy under there.
I will say that the intention was to be polite, but probably not the execution of it.
Well, I will say the cat. I'll call it a cat. The snow leopard, the wild animal that is on top of this man. You reach out, and he's a little guy compared to you. I mean, it's little cat. But so you wrap your arms around this snow leopard, and oh my gosh, it's so soft. And you kind of realize like how much of it is fur as you're trying to grab around its middle, and it doesn't really struggle. It just kind of slouches into you, and you pick it up, and it's just sort of hanging there. As
does that thing when cats grow like 3 feet when they're just dangling?
Yeah, and it's got these giant paws. And you just lift. Are you holding it or just trying to move it, or where do you put the cat? You put it
I pick it up. Of like put it on the ground and like be like get off beast and like place it on the ground.
well now I'm sure the kitty has a name. Does your cat have a name, sir?
Just
I assume it's your cat. I mean, it seemed to like you.
Just bereft of air, just shoot up in the bed, like looking down, just making sure that all of my faculties are still sort of there. Yeah, no, sure, it's, yeah, probably. Is this my cat? I'm just gonna look at it real hard for a second.
You're gonna look at the cat real hard?
Yeah, just try and figure out, this is my cat, right? Is
this your cat?
Is this...
Okay, so you look very hard at the cat, and as you do, let me double check, just make sure this is a thing you can actually do. Yeah. You sort of feel this, you feel this impulse, like, damn it, if I could just freaking understand what the hell's going on with this cat, I could solve this one of many riddles in my head right now. And you sort of are like gesturing at the cat as you're thinking about this, and you something kind of courses through you. You feel this sort of energy, like sort of shiver. You get like a shiver.
Good.
And that's it. You just feel this shiver as you're staring at the cat or at the snow leopard.
Fucking get up and help me or something. Like, tell me your name. I don't know cats, guys. I'm more of a dog person. I thought maybe.
The snow leopard glances up at you, and you just hear in your head, Language.
Excuse you? You talk? What? No. Cats don't do that. Leopards. Do leopards do that? Have any of y'all owned a leopard before? I'm just gonna look at the two companions.
Do I
Yeah,
think...
and when you're like, has anybody owned a leopard before? Like my guy, like I will just basically put my hands on my hips, look really like self-assured, and be like, I think cats do not speak like that.
Do I think leopards or just creatures speaking is an odd thing in general?
Seems like a fun thing.
I mean,
give me an Arcana check.
okay. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20. That gives you 21. All right, so you talking animals doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility. You didn't hear it talk. He just reacted like it talked, so maybe he had some sort of, I don't know, telepathic communication with an animal of some kind, as though he could speak to beasts or something.
Well, I would say you seem to have a telepathic link with that particular beast.
Oh, good.
The cat, I keep saying cat, fuck. Sorry, the snow leopard.
It's just a big kitty.
It is. The snow leopard saunters up, hops up, paws up on the bed, front paws, and just kind of looks at you. Is it time for food yet?
Excuse me?
You wake up and then you feed me.
I'm sure I do under normal circumstances, but this is a morning where you have to tell me exactly what's going on. Because, see, I just know that there is a big leopard that slept on me and then was carried off by this fine gentleman.
Sleep would be very good.
No, that would be great right now. Hey. Just gonna like.
Yeah, the cat looks, its eyes slit a little, or its eyes widen. Its pupils widen.
Okay, good. Now that I've got your attention, yes, sleep would be very good. Not at the present moment, because you need to tell me exactly what's going on. Okay.
You were sleeping, and then you're going to feed me. Are you awake now?
Hey, buddy, what's your cat saying?
That's a very existential question that I will get to in a second. Also, saying just a lot of stuff. And I don't know why, but it's not really cooperating. Okay.
I'll be ready when you're ready.
Okay.
And it licks your hand, and the snow leopard hops off the bed and starts wandering out of the room.
No. You just... we don't know what's out there. That could be dangerous. Please don't leave. I don't need any new information already.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, God. Oh, that went off the table and down a crevasse that I have no idea where it went. Hang on. Aha. That's a solid 5 there, Chief.
Okay, so you got a 6. It does not give a crap, and it leaves. I'll be downstairs. And you hear, like, nothing as it pads out. Thank you, Logan. Thank you so much, Logan. Okay. Our producer has access to face effects, and he's doing that behind the scenes. Anyway.
Immediately turning to my Goliath and my other friend. Okay.
She seems like a real fun guy. It's great.
Wasn't just me, right? That wasn't just. Tell me you heard the leopard speaking.
Neither of you heard that.
I didn't hear anything, but it did seem like you were having a very intense staring match with that cat. So I can believe you were talking to it.
The Goliath, he nods and he's like, "Yes, I heard none of your existential crisis."
You hear that noise in your head. You hear a giggle.
I do?
Yes, you do.
Okay, fine, sure. Yeah, no, perfectly fine. This is just great as I'm looking now at my proportions in relation to these fine people.
You are a small person. You are relatively small. Your feet are bare and very hairy. And otherwise, you're also very hairy everywhere else because you are wearing furs.
Oh, good.
You're wearing like a kind of like a snowsuit, but made of leather and black fur. Oh, not black fur. That would be a bad idea. We'll say white and gray fur, and like some sort of like gray leather on top, like you have some sort of like gray armor, kind of over the snow outfit.
Yeah. At that description, I've looked him over to like register that description, and like I'll just give him a look and be like, "You are a very tiny man." Very blunt.
Sure.
That's quite rude, actually.
Who said so?
Rachel, you notice that this small man also has a tattoo on his forehead from both of his eyebrows and the bridge of his nose, and in white blue streaking up to his red hairline.
Oh, why do you get a tattoo? Hold on, just one.
What now?
I have a tattoo.
I look at the Goliath. Does the Goliath have the same tattoo?
Nope.
Okay, then you're unimportant. Where did you get that tattoo?
You're unimportant. What a
Wow.
move.
So
First of all, rude. First of all, rude. Second of all, what tattoo are you?
That one.
Like the one you've.
On your forehead. Yeah, it's the same one.
Just the one, or like all three?
Well, the one tattoo, the 3 lines.
Yeah, they sort of curve up to connect at the top.
Great. I didn't know I had a tattoo. I guess that's just a nice little surprise. Okay. I want to take a look and see if I might know like anything about these sort of markings or like this situation that we're in.
Roll me an insight check.
Oh God. Oh, thank you. 19.
That is a 21. All right, so your instincts tell you that like markings like that do kind of look like maybe like war paint or some sort of tribal marking, some sort of communal thing. The fact that you both have it probably means that you're connected in some social way. You're not quite sure what, but it absolutely would be like, well, we have the same membership card to something. I don't know what.
Oh, do I know who it is? Like, I know, for instance, that's a Goliath, right? Like,
you have functional knowledge of the world around you. You just don't know anything about yourself.
Okay.
Or the people. Like, you don't remember anyone.
Okay. Okay. But we're part of the same club. So that means maybe we were friends. Hope that's still true. If you remember anything.
It must have been a pretty cool club for me to have been a member. So by that extension, you must be pretty cool. So, and I did like your cat. Do you know where this place is that we are? It seems very cold outside.
I would intuit it is either somewhere in the mountains or somewhere where it is winter.
Do you know if there's any good fishing spots nearby? Because I have an awful fishing tackle and I have some kind of really good spot.
Do I have any belongings that are anywhere near this bed?
Yeah, there's like a backpack at the foot of your bed.
Is it wrapped up in fishing net as well?
No, it is not. It's just a pretty nondescript leather bag. It has some seems to have some trinkets on it, like little like some feathers and maybe a couple of shells that have had like a chisel hole through them so that you could attach them with like a rope and braiding and stuff. So there's kind of like some decoration, some attempt at decorating with what seem like natural materials.
Oh, great. Do I have look in the pack and see if I have any food for that very, very good snow leopard that has just wandered into the hallway. God, there might be other guests here.
So you trick around. You smell it before you see it. You have what appears to be a jar, with as kind of like a fish, like a smoked fish in it. It's not screwed on quite right. And so your whole pack kind of smells like fish right now.
Nice.
I have found the lutefisk. Wonderful.
Does the fish smell nice?
Yeah, I mean it's been like I said, it's been smoked, which is okay. But you do sort of like have this image in your head of like, I kind of know where you'd get those. Like you sort of remember what sort of ecosystem you would catch these like little dinky fish. They're probably in a big school. You probably use like a very fine net to get them. Usually fisher boats would go get them. Things like that. You kind of have that. Let's call it worksman's knowledge of that.
I suddenly remember that lakes exist.
While everyone's having these very intellectual thoughts and like figuring things out,
Yes.
my Goliath, while scratching his behind through his boxers, will go, you finding things reminds me I did not check my room. I will be back, and then just leaves and goes back to his room to check if he's got any belongings.
Maybe get dressed when you do. I don't know. You might have.
I will see about getting dressed.
Okay. The last thing you find, Jason, or rather, not the last thing, but the most notable thing that you find in your bag is a book. It's very rudimentary. Its binding is very rudimentary. It's almost like a handmade book, with very thick binding and in like rope, thin twine, we'll call it, and it is in the inside cover, says, it's in this very, let me check real quick. I have so many pages to check.
Can I read what's in the book?
That is what I am trying to determine really quick. Yeah. In very beautiful, what can only be described as beautiful chicken scratch. You see written from the library of Tarman Jamjar.
I beg your pardon.
Please return to sender if found.
Okay. So either my name is Tarman and I'm very confused, or I've stolen a book from the library, which makes me a bad person. I'm gonna... What is the book about?
It seems to be a Charles Darwin-esque study of natural phenomena. Like it's a journal. It's a sketchbook and a note journal about lots and lots of flora and fauna and natural occurrences in what appears to be a sort of Arctic place. So you see lots of stuff. You see a lot of the snow leopard. A lot of pictures of that snow leopard sketched in different places, like playing with a fish, or on this like sort of play bow, like ready to pounce sort of vibe. Lots of sleeping snow leopard. Seem to be peppered in throughout. You intuit that that snow leopard might be your let's call it a traveling companion.
If I nosily poke my face over his shoulder, do I reckon?
I mean, at first yes, the some of the landscapes in there, or some of the trees seem very familiar. You recognize the snow leopard, and occasionally there's sort of half finished figures, like attempted sketchings of figures. Not really that detailed. Clearly the artist was not that well versed in how to do humanoid anatomy or faces, so they really haven't attempted it. And so sort of in like a charcoal, you see like some very broad big figures, and then the very like thin lithe figures, sometimes all together, and they're just sort of mixed in there. But most of the care and effort and talent has gone into the natural images. I found a leaf, and so I traced it, but then I very delicately drew all the veining in it, and had a picture of the seed, and then there'd be like a little like how the life cycle of that tree must go. There's like a little web comic in there about how to do that.
My life must be so interesting.
Huh.
As you both are perusing the book, Mustang, you thump back to your room, and as you look in the room, you see a big pair of furry boots, a very, very big jacket. And by big, I mean both your dimensions and also very poofy. Like there's possibly more pockets than one would imagine could fit on a jacket.
Wow.
So it's a very poofy, what seems to be a snow jacket, and some pants, and sundry like a belt and stuff. But you don't seem to have a bag. You just seem to have this very, very big coat.
Okay. Through the pockets of the coat?
Oh yes. Oh yes, you may check through the pocket. On the inside collar of the jacket, written in whatever the fantasy equivalent of Sharpie is, it says, property of Zeratius on pain of death, with death underlined in big lines. And I'll send you the spelling of Zeratius. And so as you that's the first thing you notice, is just in big letters. And then you start poking through all the little pockets in this giant fuck all coat. And it's shocking how much you can fit into this coat. There's so many pockets. And because you're so tall, you've got like fun inner lining pockets, and you could like I said, shocking amount of things. So you find a bunch of incense and a bunch of like firecrackers.
Ooh.
And some a tinderbox and a water skin that seems to be full of some sort of juice, non-alcoholic. And you also have in the pocket, like dipped into the coat, a small mace in the coat. And you also find a little glass cylinder that seems to have a chain on it, like you would wear it. And inside the glass cylinder is a like the bones of an index finger.
Ooh.
Okay.
For some reason, when you see that, it makes you chuckle a little bit and smile.
Yeah.
Just
good times.
impulsively.
I was going to say, do I really recognize it to mean anything?
It fills you with a feeling of familiarity and happiness and yeah, you just that like amusement that you feel when you see it is also like a feeling of coming home. Like you definitely feel like this object is incredibly important to you and brings you a lot of comfort.
Okay.
It does, like, you do feel a little bit like your neck's a bit bare when you see it.
Yeah, I put it on. Like the first thing I put on out of everything.
So you find the reliquary pretty early, and you put it on, and then you continue to peruse through your jacket.
Yeah. Build every layer on top, and then hide it.
Then you remember, crap, I forgot to put my shirt on, and then you take everything back off, put the shirt back on, and then redress.
It's a process.
But yeah, you instinctively know that this thing is a reliquary. It is holy. At least you feel as though it is holy. Let's see.
I'm getting an inkling about what I may be.
When you put the reliquary on, you hear that little giggling again. And somebody on the back of your head.
Okay, I'll go back to the main group when I'm done.
So 7 or 8 foot tall dude, already big. Once you put the jacket on, you're like a freaking abominable snow Goliath. And you wander back down the hall, and you head back to the room where the other two were. As you walk down the hall's actually on a little bit of a balcony. You see that there is you were sort of fixated before on the fact that there was a shouting of panic down the hall and didn't really look around as you were walking. And there seems to be some sort of shop downstairs. And that these are rooms above that shop. But you see the snow leopard kind of pacing around. You hear some bottles crash as the snow leopard jumps onto a table and spins around and sits on the table and just kind of perches there. So you walk back towards the other room. So Tarman and whoever the heck Rachel is, you're both in the other room perusing this like nature journal.
Okay, I wrote this. Like I wouldn't steal from a library. Like I wouldn't personally, but like
I kind of cock my head at him. Does he look like a thief or just a nerd?
What? Okay, first of all, I can be both. Second of all, rude.
Have you not seen Mr. Robot? Nerds can be thieves too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen a single hacker movie in your life? Have you, Rachel?
Okay. Does he look like a thief, a nerd, or a nerdy thief?
Or a thiefy nerd. Who knows?
He does not have the criminal.
What is his alignment? Neutral nerd? Thieving, neutral thief, or nerdy thief?
Do I worship at the altar of a god?
Rachel, give me an insight check, please.
Alright, where's my dice gone?
Also.
Oh god, that's a 5.
Alright, so you got a 4.
I mean, I don't think I would steal from a... Do I?
I mean, look in your pack. Do you have any thieves in there?
I found some... Oh god, wait. Yo! Just call out and try to get the attention of the cat.
Or is your panther... No, not your panther. Is your leopard like a cat burglar and does it for you?
Okay, is that a pun? The cat... It's because it's a cat and it might be stealing stuff is...
I mean, it left the room very quietly. It could be your accomplice for all I know.
Yo! Just call out again, trying to get the attention of this.
Did you even ask
cat.
what its name was?
I did...
Wow.
Okay,
That makes you a bad friend. Bad cat owner.
Well, okay, what's your name?
And I'm just going to start looking through my belongings to see if there's anything to anything.
Okay.
I start with the big piece of driftwood. Like this piece of driftwood,
Okay.
is it just like this big, or is
It's
it
like the size. It's a little bigger than a in terms of length. It's a little longer than a chopstick.
okay.
Much thicker though. It's a literal piece of like a stick of driftwood. It's very gnarled and yeah, it's hand holdable. It's probably about a foot, maybe a little longer than a foot long.
Okay.
You're looking through your belongings. You're seeking. What are you seeking?
Anything with writing on, I think, to start with.
Writing on it, okay.
Or any kind of inscription, whether it's symbolic or actual word.
Do you also have ex libris stickers on your belongings, like
We shall
Jason
see.
does? All right, let me take a look and see what you got. You have. No, there's nothing written on your person. You are searching through this bag. You're like, oh my god, I just need something. I need answers. I need something that belongs to me. And the moment you think that, you feel like something is in your hand. And as your hand's in the bag, all of a sudden, the thing you're holding gets very, very big, and a sword blade pierces through the bag out from where your hand is. It's like Damascus steel. It's got these details, like this ripple down the blade, and you just see the blade come out, but you feel you are holding a sword right now, and you weren't holding a sword 2 seconds ago.
Okay, let's use some finesse here. I'm gonna try and extricate it from the bag without destroying the bag further.
Little bigger hole, because it's kind of scimitar shaped. It's a little thicker on the top. So as you pull it out, you are able to pull it out of the bag. It is this kind of rough leather handle. It's one of those cool things. It kind of looks like it's handmade, a little rustic looking, very finely made though, and very sturdy. So it's got this really nice leather wrapping around it. The pommel has a little like braided twine going down it, and on the very bottom there's a little pebble wrapped in the twine.
Well, I got a very nice sword. It just kind of appeared in the bag.
Oh.
So that's cool. When I asked for something that was... Wait, does that mean nothing else in this bag is mine? Does that make me...
I think, I mean, that's a question that we can certainly ask.
But then, if I have a magic sword, I don't know why I care that much.
Who the fuck cares? I got a magic sword, man.
I mean, that's an actually valid viewpoint at this current juncture. Oh, hi. When did you show up? And just look at the long coat wearing, like, Goliath.
Zeradius, you come back in. When you saw that name in the back of your coat, I was like, oh, that's a cool name. I like that. And then it just sort of sunk in a little bit. Like you're living in it right now. You're trying it out, and it feels right. As you walk down the hall, by the time you reach the room, you feel like that's who you are.
Like, yeah, this is a cool name. I like cool names. This name is mine now. Like, I'm taking it. Nobody else's name. And like, as I sort of
whoever owned this coat before.
Yeah. Yep. And as I go into the room, I will announce it as like, I am Zeradius, and I'll just smile.
Oh, well, hey Zeradius, don't suppose you could tell me what my name is?
I'm sorry, small person, I do not know.
Wow, rude.
Note to you, Rachel, compared to Zeratius and Tarman, you are, let's call you medium-sized.
Huh. I'm gonna go back to looking at the sword, looking for any kind of inscriptions or anything.
So as you look at the sword... Oh, go ahead.
Hello, Zeratius. I am either a library thief or Tarman.
Library thief sounds cooler.
I don't know. I
don't think it's cooler, actually. I think it's kind of rude.
Not gonna lie, you might be like two-thirds majority outvoted on that one. Sorry.
He shrugs and he'll just be like, nothing cooler than stealing knowledge. And like kind of just like fiddles with some of the junk in his coat pocket.
You are definitely a nerdy thief. Okay, that's your alignment.
Zeratius, as you have that comment, you just get this image, just flash an image in your head of like a high five.
Yeah.
Just a glimpse of it.
I'm so cool that my own mind high fives me.
Can I roll something on that? Does that seem normal?
What specifically?
That there seems to be like something talking to this Goliath in its mind.
I mean, Tarman was talking to a snow panther before.
Oh, no.
I mean, anything's possible.
No.
All of a sudden, the sword starts talking at you. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I hold the sword and I concentrate really hard. I say, "Yo, sword, what up? Do you know my name?"
Okay, so you look at the sword. You talk really hard at it, and you just hear in the back of your mind, nerd. No.
And then you turn around and it's the Radius whispering that.
Yes. You for a moment go, oh god, it's talking, and then you realize there's a Goliath behind your shoulder. So you're focusing really hard on this beautifully designed scimitar, and you do feel this kind of thrumming in your chest in the sense of you feel this connection, this tether to the sword in your hand. You know instinctively, one, that since you were seeking something that was yours, you instinctively know that this sword is yours. It belongs with you.
Okay.
And so you feel that thrumming connection with it. And as you're kind of staring at it, trying to talk at it, it's not really talking back. Your eye starts to wander a little bit. You study the blade and the handle, and as you reach the edges of the blade, you start looking at this like sort of Damascus pattern, kind of ripply water effect. It's really neat. And you start kind of picking out almost intentional shapes in the Damascus pattern. It is hard to see at first because you have to kind of bend the blade in the light at different angles to kind of see. It's almost like holographic a little bit. And as you look on it, there are words. Rather, there are shapes. And the shapes seem to be like almost like runes of some kind, but very elegant, very beautifully calligraphied runes in the pattern on the blade. Yes, Tarman? Are you watching this?
Do I see these patterns and do I recognize them at all?
Give me a perception.
A perception?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Okay. No word of a lie. A 4.
So you get a 7.
My perception's real good.
You're right next to her. You see that there's some sort of pattern going on the blade, but it's not okay. If it is letters or if it is words, you don't know them. Even if they were words, you wouldn't recognize them as letters necessarily. But as you're looking at it, Rachel, as your character's looking at it, you see what look like these patterns, And even though you don't necessarily recognize the language on it, you know what they mean. It's as if you're seeing through the text to the meaning of it. And you see that spelled on the blade is it's an odd translation in your brain. It's like small rock or pebble. And when you think that, there's just sort of a fucking course. Yeah, pebble. And that feels very right to you in terms of what you've been seeking a word that means you. And that seems to be the word that has made a connection with you.
Okay, so you two can call me Pebble.
Pebble.
Yeah, that'll
Pebble,
do.
yes, is tiny like you.
Okay, no, ground rules. That guy, that's tiny. I am what is known, like society, as medium.
I do not need ground rules because I am so high above the ground. You need them because you are closer.
Hey, let's not feel bad. Like, the ground is a good place to be. Ground is good, okay?
It's better. And then he just shrugs.
Immediately, I'm going to try to like close my eyes really, really hard and really, really good,
and hope you wake up.
For one, when I open my eyes again, and that doesn't work, I close them again and try to reach out to the animal and say, "Get the fuck back here! I've got your stupid fish." I don't know, cats.
You just think it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like really trying to like.
Okay. Hold on a sec.
Do I accidentally a spell? Is what I'm saying.
Right. No, I gotcha. You do accidentally a spell.
Oh, good.
You're trying. Let me make sure I've got it. Sorry, I gotta grab it because I didn't have it here.
No worries.
Okay. Let's test the range on this telepathy.
This could not have been better if I had planned it. All right, so you are holding this jar of fish, and you open it up, and you're kind of like, ugh, I've got your food, and you have a little morsel of food in your hand, and you're moving with your fingers, and the way you just shout out, 1, 2, or 3. Give me a number.
Wait a minute. No.
No, give me just, it's okay. I promise. Give me a number.
2.
Okay. A little blue jay, like a little spectral blue jay, just sort of into existence on your hand where you're holding the fish and looks at you, like kind of looks, and then flutters out the window or flutters out the door. You're frozen for a moment and you hear the bird. You don't hear the cat, but you hear your own voice shouting and echoing outside the door. Hey, get the fuck back in here. I've got your fish. And then a squeak and a chomp.
Fuck. Okay, I'll be nicer next time. Shit.
And it takes a moment, but you hear a little bounding up the stairs, and you see a very enthusiastic, very interested snow leopard. Looking and sees what you've got in your hand and trots up and hops up on the bed and sort of paws. Like, not at you, but like it's in preparation to bat at you. It wants the fish.
All right, just sort of lay it on the bed and look to both of my companions. Tell me you saw that blue jay.
It's a very good trick for a very small man like you.
Even if it's a lie, you did see the blue jay, right?
I mean,
like, you can lie to me. It's okay.
No. You seem to be a veritable Snow White.
Wait a minute. No. Snow White had the 7 dwarves, right? Not the.
Yeah, but she would
the-
also sing, and it would make animals come from everywhere.
I thought
And
that was
whilst
just princesses in
whilst
general.
I've got your fucking fish song, you did make animals appear.
Oh, but wait a minute. Isn't Cinderella the one that was like all
No,
about the animals?
I think it's kind of a princess thing, but Snow White was.
Both of you give me a history check.
As this discussion is going on, it's
15.
like you just see Zeradius just zone out, like he's got no idea of what's being spoken about at all.
17 for me.
Hold on.
Do we know what Cinderella is?
No, but Pebble beats you by a tiebreaker. You both got 19. Yes, Pebble, you know that's where the 7 dwarf clans came from. Was this this ancient story about a snow princess? It was a snow druid.
I knew that. Yeah. Ancient story. Did she also sing to make animals appear?
She spoke to animals, but it was often interpreted in the form of song. That was the way her somatic component or her verbal component.
Nice.
worked.
Yeah, I was right, by the way. Yeah, you are Snow White now.
You know what? Either Snow White or Tarman. Yeah, sure. That. If I'm not a library thief, I'll be Tarman. If I am, I guess Snow White will work. I don't know. Zeradius, and I look up. Look up, I should say.
Yeah, he sort of snaps out of his zoning out to look at you, look down at you.
Yeah, you got any idea, sort of, what's going on, or who we are, or why you don't have this, like, at all?
Just like sort of blankly stares at you and just goes, and this is my mace, and he just pulls a mace out of his pocket like it's nothing.
Okay, everybody's got a weapon.
Nice.
Everybody's got a weapon. Okay,
it's a
that's
pretty
fine.
good mace,
Yeah.
but does it like appear when you think about it?
When you reach into
It
your
appears
pocket,
when
it
I
does.
shout about it and just like flings it like.
Yeah, just
Just
everybody.
swinging it or flinging it? Which are you letting go?
No, he's not exactly letting go, but he's kind of dangerously swinging. Could
Okay.
accidentally let go at some point.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, no, perfectly fine. We don't need a practical demonstration at the current moment, especially because I think you might hit the ceiling if you rodeo it around your head.
He sort of
Tarmin-
pauses and then looks like, oh, and then just sort of like puts it down, but still holding it.
It's a
Tarmin.
very good mace. Don't get me wrong.
Charmin, you feel on the side of your head.
Okay, you can just say I can speak to you. I can talk to you. You can just tell me what's up. Okay, yes, no, I don't know what that means though. Just
The snow leopard's looking at the fish in your hands,
I lay it down on the bed.
and it promptly knocks the jar over and pours out all of the the fish onto the bed.
Fucking.
Yep.
Okay.
It's very happy though. It stops paying attention to you. It's just trying to get into the jar.
Okay. Very good. I'm gonna get off the bed and just leave it as is. I'm gonna just straighten my furs as best I can.
That smell of smoked fish just pervades this bedroom. It
Ooh.
has filled the room.
I think maybe leaving the and seeing what thing.
Do we have to talk to management about this? Like who do we? Is there anybody here? And
I'm
just going
sure
to,
it's fine. Let's just leave now.
I'm gonna lean my head out and
Maybe-
try and see if there's anybody other than us.
It is empty. There is no one in the hallway. There is no sounds of life. You're just by yourselves.
Great. Well, eat all you want, I guess. If anybody wants some smoked fish. I'm going to.
No, not really.
I'm going to try the classic hangover thing and like, okay, what did I do last night?
Okay.
And just sit for a little while.
Okay. You sit for a while. You think. You think it's very Winnie the Pooh. And nothing. It's like a big blank space. Like you're starting to fill things in. So like you see these little glimmers on the edges where it's like, okay, I'm either a book thief or I wrote a book. My name is Tarman Jamjar. Oh God, my last name is Jamjar. And I have a wild cat apparently. That stuff you've filled in. You see your belongings. You kind of get this idea of an ounce of the kind of person you might be. You feel like a person. Like you could probably answer morality questions based on your instinctive morality, but you don't remember anything. You've never seen this room before. You have met these people for the first time since you woke up. You don't remember anything.
Hey guys, just to reiterate, this is more of a personal reminder, but this isn't normal at all. Cat. Just gonna look at the cat. Okay. One, I feel like you should have a name because oh God, pay attention, please. I'm just gonna try and just sort of like wave my hands or otherwise gesture to try and get this.
You see a whipping of the tail, and it's like just eating. It does not want you near it while it's eating.
Great, fantastic, love that. Being ignored by a cat. Why am I not surprised?
And as Tarman is clearly having another mental breakdown, Theus will just loudly announce, "My mace and I are going for a walk," and just leaves.
Yeah, I think I'm done with the fishy. To hang on, wait up, and I also start leaving.
I just imagine the first one with Zeradius literally just bowling over Tarman. And then as Pebble goes out, it's like, wait a minute, but we don't know who we are. We don't know where we are, like, at all?
Then let's go find out!
You know what? Fine! Yeah! No, that's brilliant!
There's a fish in here!
Just gonna get my stuff and collect what I can from the fish.
Okay.
Zeradius is swinging his mace happily as he walks.
Give me a dex check.
Oh, this is where like I let go and it hits Tarman in the face. That's an 11.
You get a 10. And just it as you're walking down the stairs, you're hopping all gleefully with your mace. It slips out of your hands. You hear dunk, dunk, and it hits a table under the near the stairwell, and you see there's like some sort of gooey liquid from one of the jars just sort of seeping over the table and sinking to the ground. You made a little mess.
Yeah, I quickly pocket the maze and just loudly announce in case anybody's around. Just like, Tarman did it, and just like blames it entirely.
Like, what? And I look around the corner.
He points at the table to Pebble and is like, "Look what Tarman did."
I kind of look at the Goliath, look back to where the halfling is, look back at the Goliath. Tarman, you really gotta be more careful. You gotta cool that.
I beg your pardon. Just like pack strapped on and like just whatever's left of the jar of fish, just kind of screwing that on as best I can. Look, yeah, no, sure, whatever. I'm sorry if I did that. Or not.
So where is everybody?
I'm
Zaradius is
following down the
downstairs.
hallway. I'm following
Okay,
Zaradius.
Pebble's heading. Okay, so Pebble's heading downstairs.
And
Tarmin, you're
I'm defeated, like with the jar and my pack, and just outside the doorway to my room.
okay.
I'm gonna. Oh, I was just gonna say I'm gonna check that goopy stuff that's spilled out on the table.
It is sort of a molasses color. It's like black until there's a little bit of light reflecting through it, and it's kind of a auburn brown kind of color when it gets real thin and some light's able to shine through, as it drips really slowly onto the floor. You swear you might have seen a bubble, but then it just keeps dripping.
Hmm.
There's a lot of weird stuff around this jar.
Yeah. Do I like sense magic coming from it? If I'm able to I don't know, reach out almost and try and sense anything.
So you're like, that's really weird. I wonder if there's other really weird stuff. And as you're kind of looking around, thinking about it for a while, you kind of just you hear that little giggle again in the back of your mind, and you hear after the giggle, you hear what sound like little feet running kind of through the aisles of this what seems to be a little shop. And you kind of hear the giggling again, and every so often when you hear these noises, in the wake of the sound of these footsteps and the wake of the giggling, you see kind of a little bit of a flicker of light surround an object. You see a little aura pop up in the wake of these little kid steps and these little giggles, and so you start seeing like light up, kind of like a pinball machine, these little objects scattered around the room. Very dim aura, very subtle, but they're in different colors and kind of flowy, like they're kind of lava lampy looking lights. They're kind of look. But you see a few of them dotting around, and they don't seem to be very powerful, but there seem to be minor magical items throughout the shop.
I'll go over to the closest one and just pick it up, look at it.
Sure. The closest one you see is a small, it's like a small cube, and it appears to be made of like a very dark wood. So it's like a little cube made of wood, and there's a hole drilled into it, like you might be able to hang it on something. And as you're looking at this cube, it has it's hard to describe because it almost looks like the auras translate as colors in your brain, but they don't translate as color. Or sorry, they translate as color to your eyes, but not to your brain. It's not quite the same thing. You don't go, well, this aura is purple. You get the sense that this little cube can be manipulated and changed into things it's not.
It is a Rubik's Cube made of Play-Doh.
It has that very distinct smell.
Yeah.
So,
well,
what do you do with that cube?
A way I can see how to manipulate it. Does it seem to have like a turn or a latch or something on it?
No, it seems to be a solid object. When I say it can be changed into something else, you think it means like molecularly. Like it can be changed into a different substance.
I will for now pocket it.
Okay.
In one of my many pockets.
Now the real trick is, what are you gonna have to roll to find it later? Too many pockets.
1d12.
Okay. So Zeradius is the actual thief among you.
Zeradius,
And
yeah,
So
Zeradius
it would
is
seem.
stealing. Hey, look, no one's here. You went stealing if nobody's here.
Mhm.
That is not how stealing works.
It is only stealing if you get caught. Thank you.
My point.
So Pebble and Tarman, what are you guys doing as you come down into this little, looks like a little magic shop almost. Like it's got stuff. It's got little trinkets
Shinies.
and things.
Don't know, I think
You can give me general or specific. That's fine. Whatever you're looking for or whatever you're seeking.
Okay, Tarman is gonna. Okay, I'm gonna look around and basically see if there is any. Okay, is there like a thing of books, like some shelves or something?
Oh, absolutely. There's a number of shelves. There's at least the biggest shelf is behind what looks to be a counter.
Okay, sorry for trespassing or whatever. I'm gonna try to reach out for my cat from this distance with this exact configuration, just to see if this unicorn horn might like boost something.
Nothing. Let me actually double check. I'm gonna check something.
I'm just gonna say, and I'm not gonna do anything further other than the unicorn horn. And I'm just gonna ask, okay, can you hear me from this distance, you stupid cat? Silence, radio silence, nothing.
Yeah, radio silence.
Okay.
Because you're speaking at a normal tone. Right?
I'm also speaking mentally, like to see if that psychic thing is still going on.
No, that feeling of connection with the cat is not something you feel in your mind right now.
Presently, okay. I'm going to immediately flock to the wall and see if there are any more books by Tarman Jamjar. Or if there are, like, if there's anything that might indicate, oh, hey, this is where we're at.
Okay.
Which would be great because I have a -1 investigation.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation.
8. So that's a 7.
Yep. There are books. You see some things that seem to ping understanding in the back of your mind. Like you understand some principles of things. There's an animal husbandry book, and there's some nature stuff. There's like a National Geographic section, basically, and I
see the yellow borders.
And on the counter there is a very large book, almost like atlas sized. And when you take a look at that appears to be a atlas. It is a map. And it has it's sort of a regional nature map sort of thing. It's more topography than political.
Do I just instinctively kind of like flipping through that Atlas's pages like, oh yes, no, that region, like
Some of
that
this
region
stuff
does
is
correspond with
really ringing a bell. You're seeing some things that you're like, ooh, have I been there? And then there's like a river on that side. Yeah. And you turn the page and you realize that there's some connections that you are aware of this region. You flip through the pages, and at one point there is a settlement marked in the map, and it is a seaside town, kind of circular with a few docks down the coastline, and it is labeled the village of Utvik.
Utvik.
Yes.
We are in Utvik. I think. Maybe. Reasonably. Probably. I'm not good at this whole investigation stuff, so I mean, if any of you want to like chime in, that'd be like totally cool by my.
I'll have a look around. Hold on. I guess I'll be looking for, like, is there a particular specialty the shop has, or just all sorts of random stuff?
It's a very general store. It's in terms of little trinkets, and there's a herbal section. There's little signs that say stuff, and it seems to be kind of a component / apothecary / like little doodads here and there kind of thing, but basically geared towards more magical persuasions. Pebble, give me an investigation check real quick.
Okay. Whoops. I rolled an 8. I'm not rolling tonight.
That's okay. No, that's all right. So as you're looking around, you're looking at signs. It's like, well, signs are the easiest way to figure out where things are.
Yeah.
So looking around, you see the herb section. You see an entire section devoted to candles, functional and decorative, and then as you're glancing around, you see the front door, and the front door is covered with a very big piece of paper that has been scrawled in very big letters. On this sign is a note, a big old note in very big, bold, dark letters. Like someone really wanted you to see this.
Oh boy! I go and check out the note.
Okay, so the note on the back of the door says, "Please stay here. Don't break too much. I will be back as soon as I can. I will explain everything. Your," and in capital letters, "friend, Circus." SIRCIS.
You might want to have a look at this cliche.
I thought it was written on the door then, and like the first thing that went through my mind was "Don't dead open inside."
Yeah. Don't dead amnesia inside.
Okay.
Yeah, come have a look at this. We have a friend. That's nice. And I guess we're friends, which is also nice. So you need to stop calling us small and tiny. Looking at you, big guy.
Which, by the way, I don't think I'm tiny. Can I just say that real quick?
If you call me big, I call you tiny.
Well, no. I would say... Okay, if we were going to put it on a standardized scale, as Pebble was sort of getting at, I would say I'm probably small. Pebble would be medium, and then you would probably be large, bordering on huge.
As Tarmin goes, I would be small, like you just hear Zoradius go under his breath, tiny. Like, not accepting small as a descriptor.
All right, so circus. Circus?
Do any of you remember a circus?
I mean, that's the thing with the big tents, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, do you know a person called Circus?
Winnie the Pooh, think real quick.
Bother.
Anything.
That's different. It's not the same thing.
Do you know, I think if I tap my head,
Yeah.
that might jar something.
Yeah. Okay, so you're thinking really hard. You've filled in a couple of things since then, right? You've gotten you get the sense that okay, we're in this snowy Arctic region. The snow outside seems to confirm that hypothesis. You understand your names. You seem to have some connection specifically with Pebble. Some deeper connection on that level, just association, but at least association. And it's like there's this cloud, this big fog in your brain, and the edges, like it's starting to recede a little, and every time it recedes a little, you're getting a little bit more in your head, but it's still very dense and impenetrable at the core of what you're missing in your head. And the name of this person, very much in that core of impenetrable fog. It doesn't mean anything other than what's on the sign.
I mean, the sign says they'll be back soon, and that we shouldn't leave.
Well, yeah, and that's great and all. Yeah, sure. But also, we don't know how long this sign has been up. Like, this could be like a Walking Dead situation where we've been here for like months, and then like something
if we've been here months, I would be alone.
Well, okay, maybe, sure, yeah, fair enough.
Who's to say it would be a good thing if the person came back? We woke up in beds that were not our own and clothes like that were just pajamas. Who's to say this guy isn't gonna do something horrible to us?
I mean, I was quite comfortable, I'll be honest. I'm kind of starting to regret actually leaving that bed, but...
Yeah, that's a mood. Cat, just gonna call out and see if like there's any psychic connection, like to where I could interrogate this very good cat.
Roll me an animal handling.
Please. Anyone want to help me on this?
I'll help by shouting cat at like 120 decibels.
You're both shouting cat. Okay. So yes, sure, you do with advantage.
Because that would have been a 3 otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do it with advantage.
Oh, that's a 4.
Uh-oh.
7.
That's a 7.
You see a little tuft of gray fur poke out from behind the railing. No effort to come down, but is looking at you.
And Zeradius will like side eye you, Tarmin, and just go, "You don't have very good control over your cat."
Does anyone?
That's very true.
My fucking mind, Rachel.
Look, okay, yeah, maybe not. At least not at the present moment, but that's because I just found out that my name was Tarmin. Or maybe not, because, again, I might be, like, a thief or... Cat! I'm just gonna look at the Snow Panther, like, head on. Do you remember anything that happened last night? You said that there was a routine that we had where I get out of bed and I feed you.
I have a question for you, Jason.
Yes?
Do you just start talking at the cat, or do you try to remember what you did the last time you talked to the cat successfully?
That's a good question.
It's up to you. I can make you roll an intelligence check.
I have a feeling that will go wrong. I'm going to try and... Yeah, I'll try and remember what I did the last time that I talked to the cat.
Something worked last time this happened. Like, what
exactly.
was the
it's
thing?
Like, wait a minute,
and
no.
You're gesturing with your hand again, and all of a sudden, you remember the thing. And yeah, you feel that little whoosh of like, oh, that's weird. Okay. And then you just see the cat, you see the snow leopard up there. Do you have more food?
No, I don't. I have several questions, though. If you wouldn't mind being useful and answering them, that would be great.
Why?
Because you're potential owner and or current person who is talking to you is quite lost.
Owner.
Companion, traveling naturist who's discovering your habits all the time.
Servant! Say servant!
Servant!
Better.
Okay, first of all, no, never mind.
You see its tail whipping a little playfully behind it.
Your humble servant has several questions that...
It stretches and plops down on the railing up there, or not on the railing, but under it, with its paws sort of dangling over, and it's patient. It's waiting.
Okay. What is your name?
Newt.
Because it feels... Newt? This is out loud, just sort of like, wait a minute, what?
Starts laughing. Your cat's called Newt.
That's really adorable.
Okay, Newt. Good to meet you, or finally remember you. How did we get here, Newt?
Newt looks at the front door.
Okay, I don't... That's
God.
very clever, Newt.
Questions, right?
That's very clever, Newt, and I appreciate you very, very much.
At this point, you realize you're speaking out loud. And it's fine. You're speaking out loud now. The cat is just sort of making meowing noises, Zeratius and Pebble. But Dameron's just talking at it. And it is responding back, apparently. It's like when an owner talks to their husky and the husky's making, like, oh, I think it's people noises. It's that kind of thing happening right now. It's very, very YouTubeable.
Oh, man.
Wish that existed.
We had a way to record this.
Somebody find a smartphone. Oh, God. Okay. Do you understand anybody else but me?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes not even you.
That's fair. That's just fair. Do you know anybody by the name of Circus or Circus?
They have better food than you do.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. What? Just rude. Consistently. I don't know why I'm studying you. Am I studying you? What is your relationship to me? And just point to each of us.
We are partners.
Okay, good enough. What is your relationship to him? And I just pat the probably like thigh or shin of Zeratius.
That one likes to pick me up.
You like to pick Newt up, apparently.
It's okay.
I can believe that.
And that one? Look over to Pebble.
Her tail starts whipping more. We get fish.
Brilliant! This is going splendidly. I've found out that you get fish, you pick up a cat that I own, and that this thing's name is Newt.
Okay, I mean, that's a bit of progress.
The food is gone off the bed. Is there more?
I look into the jar. Was that everything?
Yeah.
Did I find any, like, rations or anything in my coat?
You all had hardtack. Or
Not
like
very
some sort of
friendly.
like a very
Yeah.
hard like bean bar. Like you took black beans and you like mushed it into a mold and then it got crispy in the dry air.
Oh, that sounds gross. Why do I have crappy ration?
You think we could like get some salt in it or something? Like we don't know how to cook.
Thinking about food, Zeratius takes out that little wooden cube bead thing.
Uh-huh.
And because I know it can change, can I like think about willing it to change into like food?
Oh, what kind of food?
Metagame and say a good berry, but like a berry. Like that kind of thing? Or I don't know.
Okay. No, I gotcha. You've had it in your pocket for a little while. And you pick it up and you think it's a weird thing thinking about something turning into something else. But when you do, you kind of feel like it's moving under your fingers a little bit, and the cube, sort of like someone's turning the saturation up, and it goes from this like redwood color to a brighter red, but it never changes its shape. You realize it has become a exact cube-shaped berry.
I will just like hold it down to Zeradia, to Tarman, and be like, a berry.
Last I checked, berries
like jazz
around.
hands.
Yeah, that doesn't really look like a berry, if I'm totally honest.
Just gonna
It's
pick
squishy.
it up.
It like feels like a berry, but it's got very fine like sides on it and points and
It
things.
was
It's very weird.
a magic bead that can change shape.
No, emphatically it can't change shape. It can change material.
Berry! Look, Zeradius is trying to explain.
You hear a tiny whisper in the back of your head, Zeradius. You should tell him to eat it.
He shoves it in his mouth straight away before Tarmin can take it.
What seemed amused has now, in the back of your head, turned to a childish cackle. So you try to eat it, and all of a sudden, as you squish down, it turns back into wood in your mouth, and it's like crunch.
Gross.
You hit the wood, but like
yeah,
it's not a berry anymore.
At that point, Zeradius will like spit it onto the ground, and it's like covered in like gross spit and stuff as it hits the ground, and then he says, "There, never liked berries anyway."
Why did you think of berries then?
Yeah,
Jason, all of a sudden a berry shows up in your hand.
Excuse me?
A little bit, like from your hand, a little tiny sprig pops up out of your hand, like from your hand. A little sprig, it clips off, falls in your hand, and then 3 little berries pop up on the little sprig. It's in your hand now.
No, that was in character as well. Excuse me?
Yep.
Zeradius looks at your hand and goes, "Are you a plant?"
Why didn't you tell me I could do that, Newt?
You didn't know. Also, they're gross.
Well, it's the only food I got, unless you want really hard crackers and really shitty black bean mold.
This is confusing.
This is
The cat, the snow leopard. They're good. No, they're good. They're not too tart. They're a couple of shades shy of a raspberry in terms of how tart they are. They're sweeter than they are tart. But yeah, they taste good. You feel like, okay, there's something in my stomach now. You realize you guys haven't had any breakfast yet. Yeah.
Oh boy. I immediately I'm just gonna start trying to loot this place for decent to eat. Like, I'm trying to find a kitchen.
I will join Pebble in this quest.
Almost as if Newt can intuit exactly what you were doing. The snow leopard hops down from the railing onto the ground and begins following you, going, oh, like that, like as if you were opening a can of tuna kind of behavior that cats have.
Well, sometimes. I'm hoping we find a can of tuna because I'm starving. Let's find a kitchen.
So there is a doorway that seems to lead to like a back room in the shop.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
You are heading into the back room when from the front door you hear a very deep banging, knocking on the front door.
Carmen, can you get that?
All right, I hear you. Well, technically, who goes there?
Where is he?
Okay, that doesn't sound like a voice that I really want to like. No. So I'm going to go join the rest of the party and say we're not going to open the door and we're going to stay really, really quiet.
You already shouted at it. Just stay
Zaradius-
there. You're really bad at talking. Oh my goodness.
Zaradius then shouts, "There's nobody home!"
Yeah, I can hear you. Come on out.
Are you looking for Sarkis too?
I'm looking for the bald dude.
Oh, hey, that's you. And I look at
business.
Zaradius. Go do your business, Zaradius.
Yeah, that's your lot. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, then go over to the door. Pull out his mace just in case.
Okay.
And when he opens the door, he's gonna jam his foot behind it to stop this person from like shoving in.
There is no attempt to shove in. But as you open the door, you see at your eye level, shockingly, a very shaggy minotaur. Very shaggy. Like a Highland cow. With like curly hair over his eyes. With purple stain down his head, like he got slapped with some paint, but it's stained into the fur, and you just see him like chuff out of his nose, and he's staring at you. Been looking all day for you.
He's like, clearly having a one-sided conversation because he knows what's going on. And Zaradius is just like, finally, like, someone normal-sized. This is normal size, and like swings the door wide open for Tarmin to see this huge minotaur.
That's impressive.
That's not good.
What? Don't be rude to our guests.
No, well, okay, wait a minute. The way, okay, fair enough. I might have been assuming from the intonation. Is this business that's like on the level, like, hey, you stole, or not stole, you borrowed like a tool of mine and you need to return it? Or is this the business where like people's legs get broken?
The Minotaur is not really paying attention to you, Tarvin. He is just you can't really see his eyes. They're like, yeah. His face is pointed very pointedly at Zaradius. And he's just sort of just chuffing out of his nose, looking like looks like he's trying to hold in some rage. You think you're real funny, don't you?
What?
You made them all laugh at me yesterday. You think you're funny?
Made who laugh? Who are you?
He kind of quirks his head. He's still trying to be funny. And
Don't know who you are.
Yeah. And he kind of looks in his pockets, sighs, reaches into his pocket, pulls out 5 gold, kind of reaches out to offer it to you. Fair's fair. and tries to give you the gold.
Seradius puts his hand out tentatively, like, okay.
Free gold?
Like, when he takes a bag, he'll be like, "Oh, what's this for?"
What I owe you for the match yesterday. This isn't funny, you know. You said it would wash out in like a day, and it hasn't washed out yet. That wasn't funny.
I'm sorry. It was clearly in poor taste.
And he's like, look, and he kind of looks behind you back into the store and just, are you still blocking the door?
Still kind of stood in front of it, but he would be able to see Pebble and Tarmin and stuff.
The Minotaur looks at you a little, like, sort of exhales a little in his shoulder slash. May I? And he kind of gestures into the shop.
Zeratius lets him in.
The Minotaur starts making a beeline directly for Pebble, a section that you recognize to be the what seem to be like soaps and beauty supplies. And just he starts poking around in the shelving. Like he's a big guy. Try to like he accidentally like knocks like there's some delicate things over and he just puts his hand on it, tries to keep it from falling, and he's just rooting through the soaps and shampoos and just mumbling to himself, looking through them.
Yeah, he's looking for that, what is it, that manic panic, lift it out of your hair thing that they do. Yeah,
he just keeps
so he's
through.
okay.
You guys don't mind.
He's just searching. I'll
But you do have
ask
5
him.
gold now.
I'll ask him. Do you know who Circus is?
Circus! I think it's Circus.
Yeah, they're not here, apparently. He's looking around. I'll just pay him back. I'll put it on my tab. If I leave it here, will you tell them that I left it and I took this? And he pulls out a couple of bars of soap and some sort of tonic.
Yeah, Zeratius nods. It's like, okay. Like, still kind of, like, weirdly weirded out by all this.
You know, I thought you threw a mean right hook punch, but, like, man, kick them when they're down, right? And he just sort of scratches at the purple stained hair that he has on his head.
Yeah, he'll be like, it was only a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna sidle up to the Minotaur and just sort of like pat his probably knee. I'm sure it'll be fine. That can sort of wash out. I'm again doing the sort of hand gestury thing of like, it'll wash out. It'll be fine. Like, don't worry.
Zeratius is polite and points to Tarmin and says, "This is Tarmin. He is
tiny." Yeah.
Wow, what is it with the sizes around here?
Pebble is over there, also tiny."
Apparently. Wow, rude.
The Minotaur lifts up some of the fur from his eyes. He's got these like big brown cow eyes. And he's just
Aww.
Hi.
You want a berry? Just
Apparently my friend makes berries now.
slowly
Okay.
picks it up.
Okay.
Apparently, he's the kind of dude who'll just eat something a stranger gives him.
Apparently, yeah. I'm as surprised as
Yeah.
you.
You are seeing a lot of similarities between this Minotaur and Zeradius.
So the Minotaur roots through his purse again, his pocket, and looks at his coins and tries to count out, like looks at the bottle, tries to check the label, and roots out how much he needs to pay all this stuff, and he just plops it down on the counter. And he looks at you, Zeradius, and with the goods under one arm, he reaches out very with a hand to like shake your hand. It was a good match, I guess.
And Zeradius will take it and give it a firm shake, with like a warm smile that kind of means like, you know, like good terms, ending it on good terms. No bad blood.
He kind of nods slowly and reaches out with his hand to like pat you on the head, like on the side, like almost like a sort of like playful shoulder check kind of gesture.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting pretty tender in here, huh?
The Minotaur sort of like straightens himself up and starts heading for the door.
No, like totally fine, dude. It's
Healthy displays of emotion.
Yeah, it's healthy.
And like Zeradius will give you both a firm look and be like, there is nothing more manly than loving your bros.
Oh no, I 100% agree.
Totally, probably. I don't remember if I agree, but assuming, you know, that I've got a
You seem
general
to have
sense
a
of
very
what I am.
beautiful friendship.
Yeah, no, it's very fine, very nice. Yeah, I'm sure that it was an accident. You know, that purple stuff probably wash out.
As the Minotaur is leaving, you hear some crunching. I forgot to describe the fact that outside is like a lovely little hamlet. You hear the ocean in the near distance, and it is currently snowing. I guess you hadn't really looked outside till the Minotaur started leaving. So yeah, it's just it's like a little fishing town. And you hear some crunching in the snow. And a person is running towards you. Thank you for the raid, Scraticus. Woo! So you hear crunching in the snow as a dark tan-skinned half-elf woman is heading towards the shop. And she sees the Minotaur, and she sees the open door. Oh no, no, oh no, no, no. And starts running towards the door. Is everything okay? Are you okay? And this woman is very slight, relatively short, and is wearing a satchel. She has an arm in a sling and like wrapped in gauze, and she's very frazzled, and has a very short kind of black pixie cut.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Okay, you're all three of you are here. That's great. Okay,
Are you Circus?
Oh god, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I forgot that name. Oh yeah, hi, I'm Circus. I'm sorry. And she quickly goes to close the door, and just is like kind of breathing heavy, trying to pull her satchel over her head with the arm in the sling.
I'm gonna try and help. Like, this just seems like the good Samaritan thing to do. Like, hey, maybe just get this over your head.
After
Your arms in a sling.
After pause, Pebble's like, "Oh yeah, sorry," and she will.
Okay, so there's a group effort to help Circus get this satchel over her shoulder. Thank you. You can put it on the counter. Oh, okay. Everything's okay. Everybody's here. Not too much is broken. Okay, this works out well. So you saw my note.
Yeah, I read the note.
Good, I meant to
yes,
put
we saw it.
sorry on that.
Don't dead open inside.
Yeah. What? Okay. Anyway, okay. So everybody's here. Everybody sit down. Okay. You are all probably very confused right now.
Yeah, you can say that.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen.
For
What?
what?
What's it?
Yeah.
The whammy. You don't remember anything. What do you remember?
Waking up.
Yeah.
Waking up? That's all you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know your names?
Am I Pebble?
Zaradius?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Come on, big guy.
Am I? Wait a minute. What?
Yep,
Wait.
she says that to you.
Tell-
Nope, she definitely says that to you. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm assuming Tarman?
Yep.
I'm not a book thief. Yes. Great.
You are.
Or at least you're probably not, but
Circus glances at the books behind her counter. Okay, they're all there. No, you're not a book thief that I know of. Yeah, you all are quick on the uptake. I'm really proud of you guys. Okay, so, and Circus sees money on the counter. Who's that from?
oh, a Minotaur came in.
Oh, that was Bill. Yeah, Bill. Okay, what did he take? It's fine. Never mind. I'll figure it out.
Four bars of soap and a bottle of tonic.
Okay. He left a tip. That's nice. Okay. So she kind of moves it over to the side and puts her bag on the side and then hops up onto the counter to sit down. Basically so that she can make eye contact with everybody, including Zaradius, and not have to look up. And she's like kicking her feet kind of anxiously. Okay, all right. So, how do I explain this? Okay, so you were all gonna go do something really stupid, and I didn't want it to happen, so I was trying to make you guys forget about the thing that you were gonna go do, but then it kind of just erased everything, and I really didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Okay, first of all, not okay.
I see
Not
that
okay.
now. It was terrible, and I shouldn't have. And it was
not
a gross.
okay.
It was a gross violation of your agency and free will, and it would never happen again. Especially since I fucked it up this bad.
Okay, but extra not okay. Do we have family?
It was an accident. I was just trying to make you forget, the one thing you were gonna go do. And I'm not gonna say it because I don't want you to remember that thing because it was really dangerous and stupid.
What was the one thing that seemed so great or so horrendously terrible that you decided, hey, let's just delete this person's memory, and then subsequently fucked it up for 3 people?
Yeah, I'm with Tarvin. You kind of got to tell us what the thing is now. You dunked up pretty bad.
You can. Okay.
Tell us, please.
She's trying to play charades with you.
Oh, God. Okay, what was it? One word. One. It sounds like. Scratch. Batch. Hatch. Thatch.
Catch.
Itch. Rhymes with itch.
Oh.
Bitch. No, wait.
Witch?
Hitch? Fitch?
Snitch.
See, I'm just not going to say the word because it really don't want... You all were so excited.
Itch.
And it's... She blanches at that.
Which?
Lich.
Oh!
So yeah, you were all very, very excited about wanting to go deal with it, and it wasn't right. And I like you guys, and I just don't want you to get hurt. And I thought
in
I could do this because
retrospect,
I've done lots of little things.
Circus, it does sound like we were going to do something dumb if it involved a lich.
Well, I don't know. Well, how powerful are
Like,
we?
what are the circumstances here? We haven't got a lot to.
How long have we been traveling together?
No, okay, so see, I don't want you to... All right, listen, we can fix this. We can definitely fix this. But we just got to go talk to Eldra Sinove, and when we talk to her, she can figure out how to fix this. But I realize what I did was a mistake, and we have to undo it, and it's not okay that I did this, and I'm so sorry, and I'm really sorry. And 1,000 apologies, and I'm so sorry.
Well, I guess at least you get that it's a totally uncool.
I get it. I'm sorry. But like I said, I can fix it. I needed to get some things, and that's why I ran out and I left a note. I'm sorry. It was time sensitive, and but now I have the things that she needs, and if she's willing to talk to us when I bring her the things, she can help.
What do you mean if she's willing to talk to us?
She's finicky.
So am I when I lose my memory.
See, you remember so many things about yourselves already. This is gonna be great. I promise. I promise we'll fix it. I'll make it happen. It will be fixed.
Promise.
Thrice promise.
Well, triple promise is pretty good.
No, that's compensating for something.
Yeah, pinky promise.
She will immediately put her hand out to pinky promise.
And Zeradius' hand is so big that like his one finger can like encompass two of hers.
She like holds on to the pinky. Yeah.
Yeah. And as she does so, like you just hear Zeradius say very softly under his breath.
She looks around. Where's Newt? You didn't lose Newt. You didn't let him out, did you?
Him. Oh, no, didn't.
Somewhere.
Newt!
You see the little fur tail just from, like, you see the counter, or like a shelf, and you see the tail pop out from behind. And the snow leopard sort of bumps up, sees Circus, and hops up onto the counter and just like walks towards her and goes bonk, like just rubbing head against her side, and she scratches the snow leopard.
Oh, so great. Yes, wonderful. I'm glad that you're getting along.
Okay, so I got the map I needed to find where Eldra Sidonve is staying right now. She's at her summer home, so we're gonna have to go a little bit of a ways to find her. Yes, Tarman.
No, this is just a cavalcade of calamities just hitting us all at once. Continue.
You really stressed out.
I don't know who I am or how I got here.
Zeradius' huge hand just basically like encompasses the top of Tarman's head, and he just like sort of pets his head, and he's just like, "It's okay, tiny friend."
That actually helps, Tarman. There's like a pressure point that he hits so hard that kind of chills you out a little bit. Just a little. I mean, you're still upset, but you're not quite in fight or flight mode anymore.
Yeah, and when Zeradius sees that sort of relaxing a bit, Zeradius smiles and says, "No wonder you are friends with a cat. Very alike."
I mean, there's a point there, I think.
What do you mean? I'm nothing like... Okay, maybe. Just keep doing that. Just sort of like shyly look off to the side.
Yeah, Zeradius keeps doing it.
There is a slight relieved smile on Circus that she seems to be slightly comforted by the fact that there's still a glimmer of each of you, despite not having the context for how you all relate to each other. This is okay. Because it's my bad, and I acknowledge this, and I
It is
will
in fact your bad.
forever be. I owe you all this much. Just, I know.
You really do actually. You owe.
Yep, all of it, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you all. I'll give you guys dibs. What would you like to do? Would you like to leave right now, or would you like to wait for the snow to lighten up a little bit? It might be a day or so.
I don't want to not remember every day.
I think Zaradia says, like, rather firmly, still petting Tarmin's head, that we should have breakfast first.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm hungry.
I mean, I could make more berries. I think. I don't know. Can I make more food?
You don't need to worry about that. I can just get something out of the larder. It'll be fine.
Are you sure? I just hold out my hand and try to
The
make more berries.
second Tarmin mentions, like, I can make more berries, Newt looks repulsed.
Newt seems far more interested in what Circus has to offer than what Tarmin has to offer.
And immediately I have a handful of not quite raspberries.
Not quite raspberries. That's what they're called now.
Yeah, it's all right. I just start eating them rather sadly. As a Goliath strokes my head.
Yep. Yeah, it's all sorts of weird sensory experiences going on.
I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Go get food.
So Circus hops down from the counter, pats, scritches Newt a little bit. No, just don't worry about the berries. I'll you can put them on top of your pancakes if you'd like. And Circus starts heading towards that back room you were both.
Pancakes sounds so much better than the berries.
And she walks by and kind of looks at Pebble and Tarmin and is like, oh yeah, this'll be kind of fun. It'll be like your second first date. And Circus heads towards the kitchen.
Wait, what?
Excuse? What?
And that's where we're gonna end.
Just before we end, Zaradia will just lean into Tarmin and be like, "You know you're not a book thief. Then for certain you are a nerd," and just walks away, like following her into the kitchen.
As Pebble and Tarmin are just flabbergasted at what Circus just casually came out with, and Zaradia taps him on the head. Then it just cuts to black. So yeah, there is Tabula Rakshasa, which is what I'm now always going to call my Amnesia one shots. So yeah,
this better not be a one shot, please.
Part 2.
But yeah, this was really fun.
There is romance now.
And I completely rode the seat of my pants on most of that.
Oh, it was great.
It was super good.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Good. I'm so glad you guys liked it. As I promised. Now, okay, so here's the thing. If you want to do more than one of these, we do have the option to continue these for, like, if we're going to take a slight final rights hiatus, we can do that. And we can hold off on the guessing game, unless you want to guess some stuff right now. You can feel free to guess some stuff right now if you want, based purely on the one shot.
I'll do a little guess. Am I
What was that?
Am I an Earth Genasi?
Yes, you are.
Aha!
I want to make a little guess. Am I a cleric of some sort?
You are.
And I want to make a guess. Am I a druid of some sort?
3 for 3. You guys are great.
Yeah. Oh, can I
Yeah.
check one last thing? Am I a warlock?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Good. Okay, and then one
Yeah,
more
you can
question.
each get
See
two
if we
guesses.
can make it
You
fun.
each get 2 guesses.
Okay.
Okay. Am I a halfling?
Correct.
If so, am I a stout halfling?
Incorrect.
Okay, so I'm just a halfling. All right.
Unless you're
Uh,
ghost-wise. You
light-
could be ghost-wise.
That's true.
That's true. But I'll
Incorrect, but true.
I'll say halfling for now.
Sure. Do you have any other guesses you want to make, Mustang?
Are the finger bones attached to Zeradius's backstory, like his own backstory directly?
What was the question?
Are the finger bones attached to Zeradius' backstory specifically?
Or is it more of a religious thing?
It's a religious thing.
Oh, you just have finger bones.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a crucifix. It's just like one of those things. Like
Specifically,
Has you.
I'm starting to
specifically
think
the index finger.
starting to have a think on who it's indicative of.
Don't read.
I have a few
I was
candidates
gonna
in
say,
mind.
don't read too into it. A lot of this was homebrew.
It won't.
A lot of this is like I made it up, so there might not be a canonical
fine.
book origin. But yeah.
Also, then
if
I will
figure it
just
out-
think on the theme.
Yeah. And if you think about it a little harder, the reliquary is just a really juvenile joke. So
Okay, valid.
All right, so that you guys were great with your guesses, and you guys were wonderful in game. Thank you so much for tagging along with me on this. This was fun. I haven't gotten to DM in a little bit, and this was a absolute pleasure. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll do a really quick rundown of what's coming up next before we set the raid up. We're gonna raid Welcome Party. Is it Welcome Party RPG or just Welcome Party?
Welcome Party RPG.
Yeah, so we're going to raid Welcome Party RPG in a minute. But just as a reminder, again, we are the normal cast and our wonderful guest Mustang of the show Final Rites. We are normally a D&D, a Southern Gothic D&D stream set on the River Styx. We're taking a slight hiatus due to some scheduling stuff. So potentially the next couple weeks are going to be maybe something else. We'll talk about it. If you guys want to keep exploring, we are more than welcome to do this. And we are part of the Nerdsmith network. So you can find us and a bunch more shows on nerdsmith.org where we make a bunch of very cool, very nerdy entertainment for your enjoyment. We are sponsored by World Anvil and Die Hard Dice. You've been seeing them in the logo rotation. And you should please check them out. They are a wonderful group of people that we're so happy that they support us and the silly things we do. Tonight here on Nerdsmith at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can tune in for Kajari's Curious Crafts, which is a D&D terrain building show. Anne, the host of Kajari's, is currently in the midst of making a pirate ship. It is amazing. It has multiple tiers that you can break out to work on multiple levels on the ship, and it is super awesome. You can check out her continuing to build that. And then also at 7 or 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Shenanigans will be airing tonight, which I am on, and our producer Logan is the DM of. We will either be running D&D or a Monster of the Week mini campaign that we do in interstitials between the main campaign that we do. It's an industrial fantasy D&D game. Shenanigans. So yeah, please just keep hanging out. Give us a follow here on We Are Nerdsmith, and you'll get pinged when we go live on stuff tonight. So yeah, and the only other big news that we've got going is in Friday, we are premiering our brand new show working with World Anvil. It's called Shattered Forge. Jason, who played Tarman, which he later found out he was playing Tarman, is the DM for that show, and it will be an exploration of different worlds. If you like sliders or shows like that have sort of like alternate realities and things, Shattered Forge will be an exploration of different worlds that were created by World Anvil community members, and you can find those worlds on worldanvil.com and read all about them. So it will be a very neat dive into the community that already exists, and you can maybe discover your new favorite campaign setting by hanging out with us. So that'll be on Friday at noon PST. And that's our big thing for this week. And we're coming up on our 9 Hells event. 9 Hells of a Good Time in October, all October, starting September 30th through the end of October. We'll be running 12 one-shots with 12 different DMs, 48 players, all in the new Avernus setting for D&D, which just came out today. We've been just tearing through the source book since we got a hold of it, and all the DMs are really excited to start getting their one-shots planned now that we actually have the content. So yeah, you should please check us out all month. We've got so much going on this for the rest of the year, so please hang out with us. And I've been talking for a very long time, I realize. And so thank you all for joining us. This was a wonderful Flight of Fancy. I look forward to continuing it. One more time, everybody, introduce yourselves and where people can find you, like what you're doing right now. Mustang, you went last, so you go first.
Okay. I'm Mustang and/or Sarah, don't mind which. You can find me on Twitter at MustangsArt. I am also the founder of the community and D&D show Heroes Without Limits, which is a 5th edition D&D game which focuses on good representation of disabilities, chronic illnesses, and neurodivergency with both players and their characters having similar illnesses to the people who play them. And you can catch that on Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/H Without Limits. And you can also follow it on Twitter, which is at H Without Limits. We are doing a giveaway on Twitch as soon as we hit 100 followers on there for a set of tabletop loot dice. They're very pretty and I'm jealous and I want them, but no, they are going away to a follower. I can't have those shiny clicky clacks. You can also follow me on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/MustangDart. I am starting to do weekly weekend streams while I'm at university, just to kind of downwind and connect with people. And my first stream is this Sunday at 3 p.m. EDT. And I'm playing Stardew Valley for a couple of hours. I'll be talking about my experiences being disabled from age 12. I'm 22, so 10 years of living with my chronic illness and disability. And I will also be talking about how I fell into D&D because I basically fell in. I have now drowned. Everything in my life is D&D. And how I've incorporated my experiences with disability into the hobby that I really love and the community I also love. And I'll also be taking questions from chat and from Twitter, so you can literally ask me anything to do with myself or to do with the shows I'm in or Dungeons and Dragons in general, just anything like that. And we can sort of just hang and play Stardew Valley and have fun.
When is that stream again?
This Sunday, so the 22nd of September at 3 p.m. EDT.
All right, great. Thank you. Rachel, tell the fine people about your awesome self.
Okay, so I can be places. My username is usually @Talonier, which I think is the same for Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Now that I do art on Twitch, I do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop game themed artwork, which again you can easily find on any of those platforms. And I do streaming too. So tomorrow I'll be streaming my Redwall game, Heroes of Redwall, over on Scratica Academy channel, and that's at 6 p.m. UK time. And then obviously I'm here on Tuesdays, usually for Final Rites, but we're doing this kind of short shot kind of story.
Short shot. That's a good
Short
way to put
shots,
that.
yeah.
Like that.
Short shots. At the moment, on Mondays every other week. Well, I'm not for much longer, but next week I'll be on again with Jason playing The Witcher over at Susanna Grace's channel. And I think that's about everything for me.
Kick-ass, Jason. I already introduced your show for you, but tell everyone about yourself.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Jason at just Jason Please on Twitter. Got a pinned tweet that has everything listed wherever it needs to be. On the Thursday before Shattered Forge, I'm over on RPG Webby's channel doing some good stuff. Then Monday should be back on the Greyhawk channel, just along with Susanna Grace's very good Witcher game that Rachel mentioned. I've just got a lot going on, so just follow me and you'll figure it out from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And as I said, I am Angela. I am darling_gypsum most places. And you can find me on nerdsmith.org on a bunch of things. Wednesdays, I do Discover RPG. Tuesdays, I do Shenanigans and Final Rites. And then I'm just sort of fluttering about as needed. Thank you so much to Logan for being our producer. You've been awesome, even though the fine people cannot see you right now. And we are going to raid Welcome Party RPG. What is our raid cry? What do we want to say about what happened here?
Just incoherent screaming. Incoherent screaming is usually good.
Just you are either book thieves or nerds, no in between.
Are you a book thief or a nerd?
Nerd.
Sure. Are you a book thief or a nerd? All right. Okay, so that'll be our raid cry, and we'll start heading over to Welcome Party RPG. Please consider coming with us. Show a little love to another streaming group. Small creators supporting each other is very important, and we'll hopefully bring a little sunshine into their day. Thank you all so much for joining us. This was a blast, and we will see you next week, same time, same place. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, and whatever else that means for you personally. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And as I like to ask, please do me a favor and be good to each other.
Bye.
Bye.
We've got a countdown. I don't know what the countdown is. The number went up. Oh, it's how many raiders. Never mind. So yeah.